Isle of Paradise is a relatively new range internationally to the global self-tan industry, co-developed by Jules Von Hepp, who is a celebrity self-tanner as well. And with him and this particular range, it is all about also giving modern textures, but different textures and light fluid water textures of tan. And interestingly, being able to darken your tan depending upon your skin tone, because you can not only choose different textures like drops, mousses and waters for tan, but you can also choose different tones. So depending upon your skin tone, whether you've got an olive skin tone or a very fair skin tone or a darker skin tone, then you've actually got tanning tone correctors that often come in green tones, peach tones and violet tones as well. So you can address getting your shade that you would normally go in the summer months if you were to tan yourself. Now, with his actual range as well, there's also sort of smell neutralizers in there, modern technology on quick and speedy 1 to 2 hours. And it does mean that you can actually build up layers quickly and therefore get a dark tan in one night if you need to. So if you're going on holiday, you have not had time to tan, you can put one coat on and in just a few minutes later, as long as it's dry on the tanning water, spray another coat on and then another coat. So you can actually get maybe 3 coats on, which would be the equivalent of 3 nights application of self-tan, but you'd actually get it on in maybe 30 minutes, as long as it's dry between spray applications. With tanning, of course, with this, you've always got to do some of the tanning provisos of your application technique. So do make sure, especially if you want to go dark quick, which is what this range is very good at doing, exfoliation is key. You've got to exfoliate. You've got to have no dry skin areas. Don't do it the day before you get waxed or you're doing hair removal, for example, because then you'll just wax away your actual tan too. So that's where the spraying waters are quite good at topping up those areas if you do actually do any of those hair removal techniques on holiday as well. But when you're doing it, exfoliate all over from top to toe, exfoliate more hands, elbows, knees, face, feet, ankles, because that's the areas that normally tanning goes wrong. They're also the areas to prevent tanning from going wrong, not to put product on there straight away. And interestingly, if you were using his tanning drops and mixing it in with body lotions or face creams or using the tanning mousse, I'd still recommend the tanning water, because the tanning water you can actually spray on hands or spray on the back as well, or spray on the feet to just mist, and that can sometimes give a more natural look than massaging a cream and going too dark too quick. And also the tanning water, I tell you what it's good at as well, is the guys, because you can actually spray with stubble. So you don't get so many of the blending problems. You can actually spray. What I do is always do it after shaving. But if you need to keep a tan topped up and you find that shaving actually then makes this area go paler, whatever your ethnicity is, spray that on afterwards. So put on then your aftershave balm, because you know that soothes your skin, but then spray on a tanning water as well. And that will just keep your tan topped up, but it won't go too strong if it is just one spray for that. And I think with this particular range, it is very much a fashion orientated range, does shoots and shows. It's about also getting customized color depending upon whether you're pale, whether you're olive, or whether you've got a darker skin tone, and depending upon what color you'd naturally go in the sun, so that you can get that more natural looking neutralized tan by having the peach, the violet or the green choices of, and you can then get a customized color yourself at home, and the customized textures too, for example. Top tip on self-tan is you've always got to clean through your eyebrows, your hairline, your hands, wash your hands. Another top tip is disposable gloves. You can buy a box of disposable gloves for a few pounds only, both online and from a local chemist. And if you use those to apply self-tan, then take the disposable gloves off and then just drag your hands over. It means if you're spending quite a bit of time massaging or blending in, or you've naturally got dry hands like me, it really stops it grabbing on the hand area, because the hand is normally the giveaway. And when you're doing your tan as well, I'll tell you what the spray waters are very good at too, is actually catching gently ears or the neck area, or blending out the tan too for you. So you can use even maybe the tanning water with other brands of self-tan just to do those more difficult areas, or to do quick, non-oily, non-greasy top-ups, which will also help if you do have a greasy or oilier skin and actually you don't like self-tan in heavier or richer formulas, because you can't get lighter than a tanning water.